Right, rumour control, or rumour exploration, whatever you want to say. We're going to be taking a look at this, which is Karl Urban returning in Dredd series at Amazon from The Boys. This rumour was started by a YouTuber called Tachyon Pulse. I'd never heard of them until I'd seen this article, and I thought I'd just take a look and see and discuss it with you guys, because I know some people have seen that video and you're hoping for this to be completely legit. I don't know whether I agree that it is legit or not, but we're going to go through it and I'll kind of discuss it bit by bit. Please do, though, guys, if you are new here, hit subscribe, especially if you're a returning viewer as well. Hit that subscribe button. So let's take a look. Again, this article is what sort of brought my attention to it, and it just says this. A big rumour hits the net that Karl Urban will be returning as the titular character in a Dredd series that is said to be in early development at Amazon Prime from the production team behind The Boys. Karl Urban starred in Dredd back in 2012, which is a great film. I really like Dredd a lot, which has become a huge cult classic and favourite among fans. And it says this: there was talk of Urban doing a Dredd Megacity 1 series at one time, which never came to fruition. Now, for those that don't know, I interviewed the rights holder of Judge Dredd, Jason Kingsley, for Dredd Megacity 1, right? Like, I interviewed him for that. It's on the channel still, actually. You can go watch it. It's a fairly revealing interview for a few reasons. And then I stayed in contact with a few of the people. So I do have some knowledge of this stuff. Not a lot, but I do have some. Unless things have wildly changed, it'll be interesting to see how they're trying to justify that this is happening. So it says this: back in 2022, there was actually a rumour that a sequel to the 2012 movie was in development, which would lead to a shared Dredd universe, but nothing became of it. That's because that rumour was bollocks. That's why. That's why. That's why nothing came from it, because it was just a rumour and it was nonsense. At the time, this writer recommended that Amazon would be a good fit for Dredd. Now that might be the case. So what's the latest on the Dredd series rumour? So, the rumour comes from Tachyon Pulse. The YouTube has been leaking possible info about Doctor Who getting cancelled. I mean, I've done that, but alright. Star Trek and Trump. And what? Star Trek and Trump? Alright. Sorry. And recently... What is it? And recently, Stargate revival at Amazon as well. Okay, so... why Amazon wants Karl Urban. So regarding Dredd, the YouTuber claims that Amazon wants to develop a Dredd series and they want Karl Urban to star in the show. Now here's what this YouTuber says. I'm hearing rumours that Amazon and Karl Urban are very, very interested. Okay, so just to break it down and discuss some stuff which happened before with Megacity 1. Karl Urban was interested in Megacity 1, right? Like, he was. But fundamentally, to have Karl Urban in the show, it wouldn't have been the show that they set out to make initially. Because it was called Judge Dredd Megacity 1. And Judge Dredd was in it, but he wasn't the primary main character. Because you can't really afford Karl Urban. So, he didn't want it. He passed on it initially. They would have had to have fundamentally changed it. Now, they did look to explore that, but Karl Urban did have some pretty big demands as well. Like, and I think some of them are fair, but still a bit too much as well, just depending on what you're doing with how you're handling the production. So Karl Urban he wanted to stay in very specific locations whilst filming. He wanted his family to be flown out at cost as well, and for them all to be around him and all this kind of stuff. Quite big demands, actually. And, yeah, not wholly reasonable for a small-time production house, which is what Rebellion is, basically. So he's always been interested in doing it, but his demands kind of... He effectively prices himself out of the market, if that makes sense. So the YouTuber claims that since The Boys is ending with its next season, they want the same production team to develop Dredd starring Urban, who they feel is the big reason why The Boys has been so successful. Right. So a few things there. That is true that The Boys is ending with the next season, but they've still got Gen V as well, and all the spin-off shows that they're doing, right? Gen V's part of that spin-off. Is Urban... So, I mean, the team are already busy. They're doing Gen V. Is Urban one of the reasons why the show is successful? Yeah, he is, actually. Of course he is. He's one of the main characters. That's a weird statement to make. That's like stating the bloody obvious. But he says this. Now, Amazon are looking at it because The Boys is coming to an end. Season 5 will be the last one. And Karl Urban's name has gone through the roof over at Amazon. They like him very much. They really do put down his character in The Boys as one of the main reasons why that show succeeded. Yeah, I mean, state the bloody obvious, mate. Come on. But the thing is, it's not a case of Amazon wanting it or Karl Urban wanting it. It's a case of Rebellion being willing to sell the rights. Rebellion own Judge Dredd. They own 2000 AD. Rebellion has to be, and Jason Kingsley, they have to be prepared for Amazon to play with their toys. And Jason Kingsley's not really that guy. He's not really that guy at all. So the YouTuber claims that talks have already started. With who? And since Urban is such a huge fan, the Dredd series at Amazon will be similar to the movie in regards to the seriousness, helmet remains on, and source material. And I'm hearing that conversations have already started about reigniting some sort of Judge Dredd project starring Karl Urban. One that will again be very true to the comic books, but will go a lot further than they were able to with the Dredd movie, which was limited by budget. I mean, it was mainly limited by the scope of the story they were trying to tell, but alright. So it says, yeah, I'm hearing actually that the production team behind The Boys are the ones potentially set to handle it. Yeah, sure, whatever, mate. Karl Urban would be given virtually free reign to do what he wants with this under the umbrella of The Boys production team. I'm hearing... I mean, this is so clearly bollocks. He's clearly just making it up as he goes along. Karl Urban would be given virtually free reign to do what he wants with this under the umbrella of The Boys production team. No mention of Rebellion at all there. Hey, mate. This is such nonsense. I'm hearing this has gone as far as conversations and potentially even looking at getting a writer to put together a script. I don't think it's gone any further than that. We're talking very, very early days. Sorry. Actors are the last to know about stuff. Like, normally. Like, they're pretty much the last to know about stuff. Normally, what happens is the producers and stuff are on board first, and the rights deals and stuff like that, and then the writer as well, and then actors get asked whether they're free and willing to do it. That's why scheduling conflicts happens. This is nonsense. Let's see what happens. I don't think this is the sort of thing that will be announced until after The Boys Season 5 airs and wraps, but from what I'm being told, they're moving in that direction. Sure, whatever. I'm going to call like nonsense on this, obviously, for all the reasons I've talked about, but mainly because Rebellion's not mentioned once. Rebellion owns the rights, not Amazon, funnily enough. And to do a continuation of Dredd specifically, that's actually quite hard to do because there are multiple rights holders to that as a concept and universe. So it's not actually that easy just to do it, right? Like, it's not easy to just do that. But it's mainly because of Rebellion. Jason Kingsley does not like relinquishing control of his toys. He just doesn't. Rogue Trooper is a huge, huge IP for Rebellion, right? They've had games of it, comic books, etc. And now they've developed a movie for that. But they developed that in-house, kind of, but not kind of. It was still in-house by them, but then funded by other people, all this kind of nonsense. Jason Kingsley's not going to want to give up the rights to the biggest IP he has, which is Judge Dredd. He's just not. Unlikely, anyway. So, yeah, no, I call BS on this. I don't think this is happening. And don't get me wrong, like, I want this to happen, but this just sounds like clear nonsense. So leave your thoughts down below. Bye now.